purpose. Some of you think because of the things you went through that your call has been aborted. Some of you think that you don't qualify to do the things God's called you to do. Who am I to be an evangelist when I had 5 husbands and the one I'm with? All right. So Jesus finds it necessary to go to the well so her situation can end. So there can be a change to it. I think she was at her end. I think she tried all she knew to try. And Jesus met her at her end or in her drought. I wonder if there's anybody here who is ready for their drought to end. All right, some of y'all, I know you're so sophisticated and all, but I'm wondering one more time, is there anybody who's ready for the drought to end? Amen, amen. So in verse 10, Jesus says, first he asked her, she meets her there. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of history, just a little bit. I'm trying to get out of here, Pastor, but sometimes we just read things and we don't, go to the history. She comes at noonday to the well. It's amazing that Jesus knows when to meet her, because most people went to the well in the morning. Because it's cooler. They get it done. They handle the thing. But Jesus knew she was going to come at noonday. Now she was coming at noonday. Why? She was avoiding the other people that would talk about her. She was avoiding the reputation that she has put for herself. She was avoiding being around any of the other women who would be at the well and don't have to feel the way she feels when she's around people. So she was at her end, and she was out there at the heat of the day. She'd rather go in the heat of the day than to deal with. Okay. I don't know about you, but some of you would rather go the long way in the aisle of the grocery store instead of... Y'all ain't saying that to me. Okay. And so Jesus is at the well. She's there at noonday, and he says, "Give me a drink." The disciples are gone to go get food, and he says, "Give me a drink." And she says, "Something wrong with this, because you're a Jew and I'm a Samaritan and a woman, and we sit there not supposed to be holding a conversation. We don't really like one another, and you gonna ask me for a drink." Now the deal was they would deal with each other, but to drink out of the same thing was really wrong. Okay. And so she says, "Don't give you a drink. We're not supposed to be even dealing with." And he tells her something profound to me. He said, "If you knew the gift of God and who it is that's asking you for a drink, in return you would have asked me for a drink, and I would have given you living water." I believe that we're a bunch of people sometimes who don't understand the gift of God. We get so into just churching. We get so just into traditionalizing. We get so into old school stuff that we don't understand the gift of God. Do you understand what salvation holds? Do you understand what's all encompassed in salvation? Do you know that it's not just getting to heaven? Do you know it is a guarantee of heaven, but it's also prosperity, it's also joy, it's also healing, it's also peace, it's also deliverance, it's also being set free, it's also pulling down strongholds, it's also being transformed. If you understood the gift, that's right. Come on. If you understood the gift. And that's the problem, that we come in here sick and sad, disgusted and mad, because you don't understand the gift. Don't walk with your head down if you you know the gift, if you know the gift, it's time for the church body to know the gift. And anytime we start talking about salvation, something inside of you should start bubbling up. Something should put a smile on your face. Something should let you know everything's going to be all right. Something should tell you that you got joy and peace. Something should make you want to get up in the morning and go conquer what the day holds. Something should move you. Something should move you. But he says, if you knew the gift, if you just knew it, and then he says, if you knew who this is. So if you know the gift, but if you know who it is that gave you the gift, he says, then you would ask me of a drink. Okay, all right. The problem is, if you don't know the gift and the gift giver, that's why your prayer life ain't what it should be. That's why you don't have the hope that you have. That's why you don't have the joy that you have. That's why you sit there and act like you know church or act like you know God, but in your countenance you're broken down. If you knew Jesus and the gift that he's giving you, then all is well. All is well. All is well. And that was a problem with this. He said, you would have asked me of a drink, and I would have given you living water. Now check this out. For time, Jesus had to knock down the walls in her stereotype, the walls of culture, the walls of religion, in order to open her up for living water. Okay, y'all ain't really saying that. The woman started talking about Jews and Samaritans. Then she started talking about, they say that the Samaritans worship in the mountains, and they say she starts talking religion, culture, tradition. She couldn't get past it. Jesus had to talk to her a little bit in order for her to get past all that. I gotta knock these walls down out of your mind so you can receive the fullness that I have for you. A lot of times we don't receive the fullness because we're culturally stuck. A lot of times we don't receive the fullness because we're traditionally stuck. Sometimes you'd rather have tradition than to have Jesus. That's right. So he's telling her, he tells her, when you drink this water, you're going to still thirst. He said, but the water that I have, you'll thirst no more. In other words, there's a thirst in your spirit. There's a thirst in your soul. And a lot of times you don't know what to fill it with. You don't know how to quench your thirst. And so what happens is he shows her natural water. A lot of us try to quench our thirst with natural stuff. Natural stuff will quench your thirst, you think, for a minute, but you're always going to have to come back in order to drink again. He's saying if you get this spiritual water in you, then you'll never have to thirst for any natural stuff again. In other words, if you keep going from boo to boo to boo to boo, you're going to always thirst for boo. If you go, don't shoot me down. If you go from drink to drink to drink to high to high to high to porn to porn to porn, you ain't never going to fulfill the thirst, and you're going to always thirst. Amen. Praise the Lord. And so we cannot fulfill our lives with these natural things because they would never be fulfilling for you. They can never take the place of the Spirit of God. They never can, and they never will.